Okay, welcome back to our Python tutor version of the while loop. So I will place the increment code within the conditional just so that you can see what exactly happens. All right, and Python tutor is already telling me that something is wrong, but we will ignore that. So I is 0, then is 20, and so we start the while loop. Is 0 modulus 2 gives me a 0, does it? Yes, it does. So I will print I, so I'll print 0, and then I will increment I to be 1. Okay, so that's good. Now the problem becomes when I is not even. So is I less than or equals to the 20? Yes. And now we check, is I an even number? No. So notice what happens. I go right back to line 4. Right? Let's look at that again. I check to see if it's even. It's not. So line 6 and line 7 will be skipped, and we will go back to the beginning of the while loop. And I'm going to stay there forever because I don't give I a chance to actually go to 2. And this is why we should not put our increment code inside a conditional. Okay, let's move the increment and place it where it should be so that we can see that regardless if the conditional passes or not, or is executed or not, it doesn't matter. We will always execute line 7. Alright? Okay? Okay? So we keep going. We keep going. Okay? And notice we skip the conditional sometimes, and sometimes we don't. Alright? So in this case, we skip, but we still do the increment. In this case, we do print, and we still do the increment. So regardless if we skip or not, regardless if the number is even or odd, we will always execute line 7, which means that we will always get to the end. And once we get to the end, then we know our program will actually stop. And that's what we always want, to make sure that our program comes to an end. Okay? Alright. So, let's just finalize it. When it reaches 21, we know it ends. Alright, so I hope you understand what are the ramifications with the increment code. And this is where most beginners make mistake. Either they omit the code. If they do remember it, they place it in the wrong place. Okay, but with experience, you'll realize that it belongs at the position where it will always be executed. Okay, and of course some people might want to put it out here, and that's obviously not somewhere you want it. And let's look at that, because we'll see that we'll never get there. See, we'll never get there, and now we end up with the same problem where I stays 0 and you keep getting zeros. The increment code is outside the loop and you don't want it there. You want it inside the loop. It's just that you don't want it inside the conditional. So it actually belongs inside the loop. Okay? Okay, so be mindful of those be mindful of these problems so that you don't get an infinite loop. Alright, I'll see you in the next video where we actually discuss when you intentionally create an infinite loop to solve a problem.